So, of course, we know that there will be a Punisher skin tonight, and we, of course, are going to look at the entire promo video for it since I didn't have it in my last video. But what we're also going to do that I haven't seen on YouTube yet is talk about the backstory of this skin. But before we do that, let's look at the video.
Out of sight! Judge! Jury! Executioner!
Now, this skin will be in the shop at 10 p.m. Eastern, and I'm always going to do Eastern just because I live on the East Coast. But in perfect Marvel Rivals fashion, this skin is also very comic accurate. Now, Daredevil and the Punisher have a long-standing history since they are in the same town. But before I get started into the quick backstory of this character in the Netflix episode, I'm going to issue a quick spoiler alert. Now, Daredevil Born Again is the series on Netflix, and the Punisher shows up in this costume in episode 4 called Sic Semper Systema. And the Punisher and Daredevil's relationship is very complex, so of course let's get into it. So let's talk about what happens. Matt Murdock, Daredevil, is investigating a murder where the killer used a bullet and it has the Punisher skull symbol. In this universe, Punisher has fans, so somebody staged it as if they were the Punisher, but it wasn't really him. Frank says that he didn't do it, and some cops are using his symbol and acting like vigilantes. The two argue, and their argument gets very emotional and intense. Here's a scene from the episode, and you can see them two sort of getting into it already, and there's a big emotional moment that transpires. Now, Frank, aka the Punisher, forces Matt to finally talk about his feelings about losing his friend. And this is the moment where Matt finally confronts his true feelings because, of course, he's been trying to hide the pain. His friend Froggy got killed by Bullseye in an earlier episode, and ever since then, Daredevil didn't want to be Daredevil anymore. And I can understand the grief was definitely too much, especially since Daredevil already has a history of losing people really close to him. Obviously, his parents died very young. Now, Frank can really resonate with Daredevil because Frank actually lost his family in the crossfire of gun violence between multiple gangs. And you can see these are actual clippings from the comics. And here's a picture of his family in the episode. They were caught in the middle of a fierce firefight between several criminal organizations, the Mexican Cartel, Dogs of Hell, and so many more gangs. Now, this is why it matters. The episode brings the Punisher back into the story, hence Born Again. It helps Matt get his freedom back and his fire, and he starts training again, and he's ready to become Daredevil once more. And the episode is about how the justice system is broken and how both Matt and Frank deal with it differently. For example, they'll go out and fight crime together, and they are always against the bad guys, but the Punisher, he doesn't really spare anyone. He's quick to kill, to hurt, to brutalize. That's why when you see him in his alt, he's just spraying those miniguns and he just doesn't care who gets hit. Now, juxtaposed to Daredevil, who thinks everyone can be saved, it definitely makes a dynamic but dysfunctional duo. Now, I know you guys are going to be like, Jada, we already saw this skin, but still, I thought it would be very, very cool to talk about the backstory. It's very complex and very interesting and obviously comic accurate. Tell me what you think below, and of course, follow for more.